wild allegation that went viral that said that you and Offset had slept together behind Cardi's back. You haven't talked about it. Cardi hasn't talked about it.
She responded and said she didn't know if it was true or not, and she said that's our me and him is broken up. That's what she said.
Right.
Stop everything, because what just exploded across the internet might be the most chaotic betrayal story hip-hop has seen in years. It started as a whisper, a messy rumor floating through blogs and late-night Twitter threads. A wild accusation that sounded too insane to be real. But then the cameras went live, and in front of thousands of viewers watching in stunned silence, Chrisean Rock leaned toward her phone, wiped tears from her face, and dropped a confession that detonated like a nuclear bomb across the entire music industry. She didn't dodge the rumor. She didn't laugh it off. She didn't deny it. Instead, she said the words nobody expected to hear. Yes, it happened. According to Chrisean, the night that fans had been speculating about for months wasn't a lie. It wasn't internet trolling. It wasn't a fake story started by bloggers. She says she really did sleep with Offset. But the confession didn't stop there, because the moment she admitted it, the story took a darker turn. One filled with revenge, secret messages, hidden voice recordings, and a feud with Cardi B. That insiders say had been boiling behind the scenes for over a year. Within minutes of the live stream ending, screenshots started appearing everywhere. Alleged DMZ's late-night calls, studio sightings, and then came the most shocking twist of all. Chrisean claimed the entire situation wasn't an accident. It was revenge. Now the internet is on fire. Cardi B's fans are demanding answers. Offset has gone mysteriously silent. And insiders are warning that more leaks are about to drop, because according to people close to the situation, that confession was only the beginning. The moment the live stream ended, the internet exploded into chaos. Clips of Chrisean's confession spread across social media like wildfire, and within minutes the entire timeline was flooded with one question. Did she really just admit that? People replayed the video over and over, zooming in on every expression, every pause, every nervous smile. But the more they watched it, the more obvious it became. Chrisean hadn't been joking. She hadn't been exaggerating for views. She looked deadly serious, and the way she said it made the whole thing even more shocking, because she didn't frame the moment like a mistake. She framed it like payback. According to her story, the tension between her and Cardi B didn't begin overnight. She claims it started quietly behind the scenes long before fans noticed anything. Backstage at award shows, private parties where phones weren't allowed, group chats filled with artists and managers who all knew each other but pretended they didn't. Chrisean said that for months she kept hearing whispers that Cardi didn't respect her, that Cardi saw her as a chaotic reality show star instead of a real artist. At first she ignored it, but then, she claims, things started getting personal in her live stream. She described hearing that jokes were being made about her in private industry conversations. According to Chrisean, people close to Cardi allegedly called her a circus act and bad for the culture. She laughed it off publicly, but privately. She says it stayed in her head, then came the moment that changed everything. A podcast clip started circulating online, where Cardi was asked about rising female artists. When the host mentioned Chrisean's name, Cardi paused for a moment and laughed before saying she didn't keep up with messy drama. Personalities. The clip went viral. Most fans didn't think much of it, but Chrisean did. She later said that moment felt like humiliation, like someone bigger in the industry had publicly dismissed her. And that's when Offset allegedly entered the picture. According to Chrisean, the first message was harmless, a simple reaction to one of her Instagram posts, a fire emoji. She ignored it. Then another message appeared a few days later. Something short, something supportive. You're stronger than people think. At the time, she assumed it was just friendly encouragement. Offset had a reputation for being cool with a lot of artists. She didn't think anything of it, but the messages kept coming. Late-night check-ins, compliments about her music, conversations about the pressure of being constantly judged online. Eventually, the messages turned into phone calls. And then, according to Chrisean, one night in Miami changed everything. She says they both ended up at the same industry party after a studio session. It was loud, chaotic, and packed with artists, managers, and INFUENCERS at some point during the night. She says Offset pulled her aside to talk. She claimed he told her something that surprised her. He said he felt misunderstood too, that people saw him as the villain in his marriage, that the internet constantly painted him as the bad guy without understanding the real story behind the scenes. According to her, the conversation lasted almost an hour. Two people venting about fame, pressure, and constant criticism. And then the night took a turn nobody expected. Chrisean said she had been drinking. Offset had been drinking too. And as the party thinned out, they ended up leaving the same building around the same time. What happened next is the part that made the internet lose its mind. Because she didn't leave it vague, she told viewers that they ended up back at a private studio lounge where a few other people from the party were hanging out. Music was playing, lights were dim, and eventually, the room cleared out. Chrisean said the moment didn't feel planned. It felt like two people caught in a moment of anger, ego, and bad decisions. But she also admitted something that shocked even her own fans. She said part of her wanted Cardi to find out. Part of her wanted revenge for the humiliation. She believed she had experienced. The live stream chat exploded when she said that. But the chaos didn't stop there, because right after telling the story, Chrisean leaned back in her chair and said something that sent a chill through the entire stream. She said she had proof. At first, people assumed she meant screenshots, but then she reached for another phone, and that's when the receipts started appearing. Blurry images of alleged messages from Offset's account. Voice notes that fans claimed sounded exactly like him. In one recording, a man's voice could allegedly be heard saying he was tired of pretending everything was perfect. Another clip appeared to show a conversation where someone mentioned feeling trapped by public expectations. Within seconds, the clips were being screen recorded and reposted across every social media platform imaginable. Fans were stunned. Some believed everything instantly. Others insisted that messages were fake. But the most shocking reaction came from a completely unexpected place. Blueface suddenly jumped into the conversation. During an Instagram live session of his own, he laughed about the situation while reading comments. At first, it sounded like he was joking, but then he said something that made viewers freeze. He claimed he had warned people months earlier that Chrisean knew secrets about powerful people in the industry. According to him, she had been quietly collecting evidence for a long time. He hinted that Offset might not be the only artist involved in her story. That comment alone triggered a new wave of speculation online. Suddenly, fans began digging through old photos, old studio footage, and old party videos trying to figure out who else might have been connected to her. But while the internet was spiraling into conspiracy theories, one person remained completely silent. Cardi B. For nearly an entire day after the confession. She didn't tweet, she didn't post on Instagram, she didn't address the situation at all. That silence only made the tension worse. Fans began debating whether she was preparing a response, or whether lawyers were already involved. Then something strange. HAPPENEDA cryptic tweet appeared from my Cardi's account. It didn't mention names. It didn't address the rumor directly. It simply said, "Truth always survives chaos." Within minutes, it had millions of views. People argued over what it meant. Was she denying the story? Was she warning Chrisean? Or was she preparing to drop something even bigger? While fans were trying to decode the message, another leak appeared online. This one was different. Instead of screenshots or voice notes, it was a short video clip allegedly filmed in a recording studio. The footage showed a tense conversation between two people whose faces were barely visible. but the voices sounded familiar in the clip. A man could be heard saying something about things getting out of control. A woman responded angrily, accusing him of trying to hide the truth. The argument lasted less than 30 seconds, but it was enough to ignite another explosion online. Because if the clip was real, it suggested the situation between Offset and Chrisean had gone far beyond a single night. Suddenly, the story wasn't just about cheating, it was about manipulation, revenge, and a feud that had been building quietly behind the scenes for months. Even more disturbing were the rumors that began circulating about additional recordings. Anonymous accounts claimed Chrisean had hours of conversations stored on her phone calls, studio arguments private discussions about industry politics, whether those claims were true or not. Nobody could say, but the possibility alone kept the entire internet glued to their screens. Meanwhile, sources close to Offset claimed he had gone completely quiet, no posts, no public appearances, no statements, friends reportedly said he was shocked by how fast the situation spiraled. One insider even suggested he didn't realize Chrisean was planning to reveal everything publicly. And that's when the final twist of the night happened just before ending her live stream. Chrisean looked straight into the camera with a calm expression that completely contradicted the chaos she had unleashed. She told viewers something that made the comment section explode one last time. She said the story everyone was arguing about online wasn't even the biggest secret she knew. Then she added 5 chilling words. This was just the first truth. The stream ended instantly, and for a few seconds, the internet went completely silent, because if that confession was only the beginning, nobody was ready for what might come next. Now here's the part that makes this situation even crazier. Everything you just heard might only be the surface of the story, because if the rumors about more recordings, more screenshots, and more secrets are true, this entire situation could explode even bigger in the coming days. Fans are already divided. Some people believe Chrisean completely. Others say the entire situation is a calculated publicity move that spiraled out of control. Meanwhile, Cardi's supporters are demanding answers. Offset's silence is fueling even more speculation, and the internet is watching every move like a live reality show. The question now isn't just whether the confession was real. The question is what happens next. Will Cardi finally respond directly? Will Offset break his silence and tell his side? Or will even more leaks hit the internet and turn this messy triangle into a full-blown industry war? One thing is certain, stories like this don't end quietly. So if you want to stay ahead of the chaos, you already know what to do. Hit like right now. Drop your opinion in the comments because this debate is getting heated. And subscribe so you don't miss the next update when the next receipt, the next voice note, or the next confession drops. Because in situations like this, the next twist is always the one nobody sees coming.